Starts again December 8th that morning at 10 a.m. with a general session. Then various committees will be reporting. Those are the Export and International Trade Committee, Grower and Industry Communications Committee, Domestic Promotions Committee, Evaluation and Measurement Committee, and the Budget and Finance Committee. More information about the National Peanut Board meeting can be found on our website, southeastagnet.com.
Soil, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Soil Ship Enterprise to explore soil life, to boldly grow where cover crops have never grown before. Farmer's Log, soil date 31655.4. We've come across some strange but incredibly helpful life forms. We didn't have to travel far to find them, but these organisms have proven invaluable on our trip through the solar system. They help feed us by nourishing and protecting our crops. They've built our soil structure to make it more resilient to the harsh weather we encounter. Our sensors indicate they're even helping us store carbon that plants take out of the atmosphere and put it back into the soil. Guess you can say our living and life-giving soil is the best thing to cling on to. Sorry. That's soil fleet humor.
Visit your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today and learn more about the basics and benefits of soil health. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have plenty of sunshine today with a high of 77 to 80, then partly cloudy this evening. Low tonight 58 to 67. Partly sunny skies Wednesday, high tomorrow 79 to 83, then mostly cloudy and more humid on Thursday with afternoon showers and a high of 80 to 82. Expect the rainy weather Thursday afternoon to continue through late Thursday night. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
That's right. It's In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She joins us as she does every Tuesday at this time. Carol Ann, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I got long pants on, Carol Ann.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, how many times do you see me with long pants on?
I think this is the second time.
Yeah, I still got flip-flops on now.
Okay.
With no
so
socks.
You got to get the balance.
With no socks.
With no socks. Well, it's going to warm
But
up.
I do have flip-flop socks, by the way. They make socks just for
with the
flip-flops.
tabby socks, yeah.
Yeah, for your toes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I do have flip-flop socks given to me by Jack and Pam Berner as a Christmas gift. There's some trivia people that come to my trivia.
Right.
They were like, you're not going to not wear flip-flops, so here's some
on
socks.
On those colder days, here's
and they gave me 3 pair, and I think I know where 1 pair is. But that lost sock that you lose in the washer always comes back as a Tupperware top that you have nothing to. Yeah,
that or they go hang out with the missing pens.
Yeah, they do that as well. Yeah, they do that as well.
There's this whole secondary life.
I got on long pants because it's chilly outside, Carol Ann.
It is. It's
41 when I woke up this morning at my house.
Warming up nicely. Like just like yesterday, gorgeous afternoon.
Oh, it was a fantastic afternoon, and I had work to do all afternoon.
Oh, so
couldn't get to the golf course. And now with my legs working and everything,
okay.
You know, I don't have the cane. I don't have
Right.
the.
Well,
I would like to get out and take advantage of this weather.
Yeah.
Is this good weather to get out and start again working and getting your garden ready for the fall?
I mean,
this is the time.
This is the time. You know, we're working towards. We're cleaning up everything from last spring and summer. Finding those weedy vines that are up in amongst the shrubs and getting those cut out of there or dug out of there. Raking up the leaves. Don't rake them up and put them to the curb. If you can rake them up, or even just run them over with the mower, or if you've got a quantity
They're
of them,
fertilizer.
They are fertilizer. You could run them over with the mower. You could catch them up and use them as mulch, or put them in the compost pile. It'll work in that, because we really don't need to cut the grass. I don't think anybody's grass has really grown in the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Our grass guy didn't come last week. He was supposed to come this week, but he didn't come yesterday.
Right.
But I'm not upset because
the grass really hasn't. Yeah, and to allow the grass to grow just a little bit longer than what it was, or you get that
kind of like your beard in November.
Yeah,
It protects your face a little better in the winter.
A little bit going, right, a little bit longer, because that way, if frost happens, it's burning stuff that would be mowed off.
Right.
And we have not, thank goodness, we've not had frost yet, and it doesn't look like any for the next couple weeks. These beautiful clear skies, but the temperatures and moisture levels, et cetera, haven't hit that point to be encouraging frost.
I came out to a heavy dew this morning when I left for work.
Okay.
I came out to a heavy dew, and it looked like frost.
Right,
it was just a heavy dew.
The moisture.
Right.
Yeah, just the moisture and the sunlight hitting it. We're having these gorgeous afternoon, and I'm guessing I'm thinking we're seasonal in our temperatures, that low to mid 40s, depending on where you're at in the county. And then when we're warming up, like today's going to be actually in the upper 70s, but that mid 70s, low 70s, upper 60s is kind of seasonal, I may not like it being that cool, but it's not detrimental to our landscapes.
I like it when I leave the radio station that I'm able to roll my windows down and open my sunroof, and it's still cool enough that I don't have to run the air conditioner.
Right, that you can just enjoy. Right, you can just enjoy that temperature, and even.
And you have like a ski vest on right now.
I do, but this building's cold.
But the beauty of that is, by this afternoon, that'll be non-existent. That'll be nowhere.
Probably by the time I walk out of here, it'll probably be warm enough. And, of course, I'm wearing long sleeves, but it's the SPF type shirts, so they're not hot.
Right.
It might be long sleeves, but it's really it does provide a little bit of warmth, but it's moreover protecting me. Because you forget about the sun in the wintertime.
Got to really make your job a little easier when the afternoons are in the mid-70s.
I guess, yeah.
Although you get used to the heat being out in it so much.
We're used to the heat. My biggest thing is reminding myself, because I'm not sweating,
hydrate,
to drink water. To drink the water.
You make a very good point when you say we forget sometimes about the SPF of the sun in the wintertime, and we forget about hydration.
Because we're not perspiring the way we were 3 months ago, and we're not expecting, in the summertime, we're in bathing suits, shorts, T-shirts. You're thinking about, I need to put a little sunscreen on. I'm going to be out in the yard all day. So in the wintertime, it's like, okay, I'm going to be out in the yard all day. We don't. We don't bring the water bottle out. We don't put the sunscreen on. So the long sleeve SPF shirts are great too. If you're picking up all the sticks, you're not getting scratched. You're doing all right for all that fall cleanup.
I think you make a great point. People go, well, you're talking about your clothes you're wearing and drinking water. When you're out working in the garden all day, or you're out doing lawn maintenance, or you're out doing work in the yard, in the wintertime, you still need to be hydrated. You still need to protect yourself from the sun, and we forget to do that.
It's so much. It is so easy to forget to, and actually, I think. If anybody who knows me personally, I think I may have mentioned it a few weeks ago when I had a bout of diverticulitis.
Right.
And that occurs when you're not drinking enough water.
Yeah,
and I had a few days off, a little bit of vacation time, so I'm home. I'm not as active. I'm not walking as much. Was not drinking as much water because I wasn't at I wasn't sweating. It was cooler out. So that all adds up. So, especially, any health condition, any healthy person needs water. We need, they tell you, what, 8 ounces?
If your plants and trees need water, you need water.
Exactly. Everything needs water. We're checking the dog and cat's water bowls on a daily basis. We got to remember to fill up our water bottle or you got a big water mug.
A gallon of water a day at the minimum.
Yeah. Well, that's actually if you're very active outside. What is it? 8 ounce glasses.
Yeah,
It's about 64 ounces.
Right.
Actually, my
half
app,
a gallon
my
if you're
app
not active.
says my app says I think 64 ounces a day. I probably average about 120.
Which is almost a gallon.
Yeah.
128 is a gallon.
Yep.
So
So I'm a little bit off, and sometimes I don't count some of the the beverages that contain calories.
Oh, you mean that have
adult beverages
that have carbohydrates in them
carbohydrates and things like
that.
that.
But they're 90% water.
They are, but I don't count that. So I am getting more than my 120.
622-9622 is the number to call if you want to talk to Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. 352-622-9622 if you got any questions about your grass, your bushes, your plants, your flowers, anything like that. That's the number to call. 352-622-9622.
You know what? Christmas trees are coming in.
Oh, when are they coming?
Yeah, they're coming. They should be. They should be ready for sale in most all the stores by the weekend.
Cut and live, or just cut?
We got some live trees in the other week. Not huge ones, but some nice ones that would be.
To me, a good live tree would be about 4 foot.
I think we got a few of those, but
because that gives you a nice Christmas tree. You put it maybe on a table or something,
and then you can plant it out in the landscape.
And then it goes right in the landscape, and you have many because it's only 4 foot tall. You have a lot of options to put it different places.
Right, and it's not so heavy that it makes it difficult to dig that hole, and get it planted and care for it. But even the fresh cut trees should be in and ready to go
by the way,
this weekend.
I have to brag.
Did you find your tree?
No, I actually am not going to brag. I'm going to tell the truth.
Okay.
Because my wife said I would brag and not tell the truth.
Ah.
But I'm actually going to tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Okay.
I would have probably bragged and not told the truth, but she pointed out I'd do that, so I'm going to tell the truth.
Now you have to behave.
No, just a spider. I'm going to tell the truth, and that's what it's about. So the other night we juiced again. Made a lot of juice the other night. The other night, Susan said, "You're going to tell Carol Ann Baldwin you composted." I did not.
Okay.
I held the flashlight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's all I did. I held the flashlight while she dug 3 compost holes.
Okay.
And then she brought all the juice stuff out.
All the buckets of stuff
right.
out.
And then we brought different pieces of lettuce and everything. We cleaned out the
produce drawer.
The produce drawer in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. Now, no cooked items went into the compost.
No.
Because they got butter in them and salt and stuff like that.
Don't want any of that stuff.
But we made 3 separate compost holes, and she dug them about 12 inches deep.
Okay.
Made them probably the size of a basketball around, maybe a little bigger.
Because when you're juicing, you have a lot of byproduct. Right. Yeah.
And we filled almost the 3 holes almost all the way up.
Nice.
Then covered them back up with dirt.
Yeah.
And,
it's going, so it's moving down the garden
So I'm not
bed.
taking credit for composting.
Right.
But I did hold the flashlight while the composting was going on.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't I get some credit? Yeah, probably not.
You participated in the activity.
She could have waited into the morning and composted if she'd wanted to, and there'd have been no need for the flashlight.
That's true too.
Somebody goes, "Why didn't you dig the holes?" Have you heard the issues I've had with my legs lately?
Yeah.
let's not get crazy.
Let's not overdo it here. Now that you're standing better and
But the amazing thing was in this flower bed area, this garden area right next to the house. And this is what you've said numerous times. There's a good layer, probably 2 or 3, 4 inches of nice black dirt.
Right.
And then right under that 2 or 3, about 4 inches, it goes to it's not even sand. It goes to the Archer field dirt. That cream-colored builder's dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, within like 4 inches.
Right.
And it's really an easy dig.
Sure.
But it's not the best dirt in the world.
Right. And so adding this compost to it
is going to help that dirt.
Going to help it. And did she add regular, store-bought stuff on top yet?
What do you mean, store-bought stuff?
Like the bag of compost or the bag of black cow or something like that?
We have not done that
yet. Probably in spring, I would probably still, when she's ready to plant that, would be to add some of that just to,
Well, that's what we're going to do at the beginning of spring. The top layer,
it up,
we're going to put the black cow on top of it, about an inch, and then actually put some more soil on top of that.
Okay.
We're going to try to create about a 6 to 7 inch.
Yes.
Good black dirt.
Right.
And then the dirt under it with the compost in it
is still working.
Right.
And turning that further because most of your root system, is this flowers or veggies?
Vegetables.
Vegetable.
Make a vegetable garden.
Within that first 8 inches, usually 8, 10, 12 inches of soil. So they're going to have a great start.
And because we're doing this to the dirt this time,
right,
it'll next year we won't have to do it. Because we'll have all the compost, we'll just turn the dirt over
You'll
and
turn
everything.
The dirt over.
Yeah.
You may add fresh. She may decide to find get a compost bin to where she can work on that throughout the year. And then here we go. We have a nice wheelbarrow full that we can add into that on a annual basis kind of thing.
She right now has 12 spots.
Okay.
That she's dug compost holes.
Okay.
And when I say it's an area probably 4 foot wide off the house. And it's the length of the side of the house. It's probably 25 foot long.
Right.
So it's a nice growing area. Mm-hmm. And she's dug 12 basketball-sized holes.
Right.
And put compost in them.
Sure.
So she's
working her way down.
Yeah.
She's working her way down. And once she gets down to the end, she can start
Come
back up.
Exactly.
And once you're planting and certain things have finished and things like that, once you've taken that out, you can compost back in there a little bit before you plant your next stuff in there, and you keep on going.
Speaking of once things get done,
right? We
thought the cucumbers were done.
Right.
There's one cucumber vine. All the cucumber vines are dried up and brittle. Except for this one.
He's going, I'm strong.
And it's still very green and when you touch it, it's
still nice
it's still malleable, but you can still tell it's sturdy.
Right.
And at the very end of it, there's about a 4-inch cucumber so far.
So, hey,
we thought they were done.
Maybe you'll have a fresh cucumber to go with Thanksgiving dinner, a little sliced cucumber and onion, or just eat it.
Yeah, I'll just eat it.
Just eat it.
Yeah. But just these simple steps, and this composting's not been difficult.
No.
First off, the dirt's easy to dig. That helps.
Right, because it's sand. Yeah.
Right, that helps. But you just dig a hole, put the compost in, cover the hole back up,
and that's it. Yeah.
And now after she puts the topsoil on it and everything, that'll be good for this year.
Right.
Then at the end of the year, with all the stuff in there, can we then take that take the vines that the cucumbers grew on? Can those be chopped up and turned into the dirt?
So long as they didn't have disease issues.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Yeah.
None of these cucumbers had disease issues.
Yeah, that's fine. The only thing I don't do, and I think we might have mentioned it last week, is half-grown, starter cucumbers, the little tiny tomatoes. Tomato plants usually I don't put back in because they many times
acidic,
do
right?
have. Well, no, they just many times have. The plant itself may have had some disease issues. And the little fruit, you just don't want them to sprout. I know a lot of people like to have those little volunteers that come up, but it's like you don't know if it's going to turn out, because most of the time we're planting hybridized fruits. And so a hybridized seed is not necessarily going to come true to seed the following year. So that wonderfully sweet tomato that you had may not be the same kind of tomato next year. It may still be good, but it may not have that same characteristic. It may not have the same disease resistance. Now, your heirloom tomatoes will. Those old heirloom tomatoes, they're the same exact plant year after year after year. But, so that might do. But to me, it's like I'd rather start with nice, clean, it was good seed, etc. Start them in the little peat pots, or like you do, buy them at the store and start with fresh plants than stuff I'm finding in my compost.
Lucky for me, neither one of us are big tomato fans.
Okay. Love tomatoes.
Yeah, we're not big. I love tomato sauce.
Okay.
I love crushed red tomatoes and stuff like to put in sauce.
Right.
And every now and then I get a hankering for a nice tomato slice on a cheeseburger.
Okay.
But when I do that, I usually do it at a restaurant, not at home.
I do that, right.
So-
See, now, I love tomatoes. I love fresh tomatoes. If you've got cherry tomatoes in the garden, you're just eating them.
Well, cherry
as you're
tomatoes,
going.
I forget that those are tomatoes because those
they're
cherry
just a
tomatoes
snack.
go in. They're great in salads. They're great to saute in like vodka sauce with
Right.
some penne pasta and some
Right.
chicken. They're good that way. So,
Right.
Yeah, I forget
So
about
it's a little,
I
yeah.
forget about
You forget that those are actually a tomato because it's not just a slice or a wedge of tomato.
Yeah.
But no,
I could grow. Yeah, if she wanted to grow those, I'd be okay.
you
with
could
that.
do with those. And see, my favorite of the cherry tomatoes are the Sweet 100s.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a Sweet Millions, which I guess is an improved Sweet 100, but they're the smaller. They're the smaller round cherry tomatoes. I found that some people love the grape tomatoes. They're the elongated
They
ones.
look like a grape, but
They
it's a
look
tomato.
like a grape,
yeah.
but I find those to be a tougher skin. And I don't care
Yes,
for
but,
that.
but when you cut, because it's a tougher skin,
You
they
can
cut,
get a
they slice
slice,
easier,
yeah.
and then for cooking purposes, the
But-
grape tomato is a little better than the cherry tomato for
Right.
a cooking purpose. For a salad purpose, the
Or
cherry
the
tomato is better.
snacking, or the
Right.
snacking, the little
cherry tomato
and
is
the
better.
and the larger, what were those called? Celeste is a little bit larger. It's maybe
About the size of a kumquat, isn't it? Maybe a little bigger.
they're usually a little smaller than a golf ball or a ping pong ball kind of thing. And so those half up or quarter up nicely as well in recipe or even in salad.
Oh, good.
You know, that they can throw in because you can just, here you go, you have that one little, kind of looks pretty, you can take and quarter it, put it in there, or like you say, quartering them or halving them and throwing them into a recipe.
And you when you saute tomatoes, it's quick. You
Yeah.
don't have to do a whole lot.
That's
You don't
almost
have to
like
do a
the
whole lot.
last few minutes. Yeah.
Is it time now with this cold snap coming in and everything? Is that now time where I can start putting potatoes in the ground and stuff like those kind of plants, those kind of
we're
vegetables
coming
in
in.
the ground?
Yeah, we're coming into that. I would probably potatoes are usually like a January kind of thing, but here we are, the middle of November. It's the middle of November. It's half gone. Next week's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, today's the 16th of November.
Right.
Actually, yesterday was halfway.
Right. Next week is Thanksgiving, and the following week's the end of the month. It's
Thanksgiving, then December.
Yeah. And so we are nearly through with the year, but yes, you're looking at your onion season, your onions, leeks, potatoes, those kind of things going in within the next few weeks. But your cabbage, your lettuce, your carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all of those good winter hardy crops that we think of. Get them in the ground and put them in. You can put them in successively. So if you have a little bit smaller plot, you don't necessarily want 9 heads of cabbage all at the same time.
No.
You could put in, and this would be where you would be generally doing it yourself from seed, because if you go buy a 6-pack, you're going to plant them all. Would be going through and putting in, say, 2 or 3 plants, wait a couple weeks, put in 2 or 3 more, wait a couple weeks, and do that. Now, your broccoli, you might want a little more than that because, it takes more than 1 little head of broccoli to make, a servings
Certainly.
for a family. I mean, when you see the frozen stuff, it's like, how can they say that's 3 servings? That's like 1.5.
Yeah, broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah.
One head of broccoli or 1 head of cauliflower
It's-
will feed me.
Yeah, that's a serving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I agree. I'm a big fan of both of those vegetables.
One of my favorite vegetables, and I don't even know if you can grow it here because I'm learning from you.
Right.
Is asparagus something we can do here?
With work. With work,
It's a great
not-
vegetable.
It is a great vegetable. Love it grilled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do it on the grill. Just a little char to it. Turn it over, char it again.
Fantastic.
Boom, there you go. Put it on a plate. It's one of those things as compared in other locales in the country where it has a true winter where it gets cold and stays cold, it does so much better. Here with our very short
Because it's a winter vegetable.
It's one that depends on the winter to go dormant.
Right.
and come back and give you your asparagus. Usually, if you find the real skinny spears asparagus in the supermarket, those are probably Florida asparagus.
Those are the best to me. The big thick ones, the thick ones are too much.
Be woody, yeah. But yeah, the thinner asparagus, just because it's just not a long-lived, because it doesn't get a real good dormancy here. Same thing, I think people like to try to grow rhubarb. I mean, I see plants in the stores for rhubarb, but it's not a long-lived plant for us.
Right.
So it's not that you're going to keep grandma's asparagus bed going without refreshing. And to grow it here, you're looking for crowns. If you can order, and that's how they call it, you buy crowns, it's not by seed. That would be like 2 to 3 years old. So like a 1-year-old, because you're not going to get anything from that first year. You have to grow that underground crown thing, getting that going, getting that established before you get really good asparagus. Or
that sounds like a lot of work.
It can be.
Now I know why asparagus costs so much.
Yeah, but I buy it for the few times a year that I. Yeah.
See, and I would eat it at every meal if I could.
If you could get, yeah.
And the best way to me is you put a little water in a pan, some minced
steam.
Garlic. You get that rolling pretty good, and then you just steam it with that garlic flavor that leaches in. Don't even get me started with some. Then you put some butter on it.
Stop it at the market and buy an asparagus on the way home, huh?
Actually, we were at Markets of Marion this weekend, and the only asparagus they had were tree limbs.
Wow, were those great big?
Yeah, like this big around.
Yeah, where you got to cut off half of it.
Because it's woody. Then it literally, you can't get it soft all the way through.
Right. Not if you want to cook it quickly and have it as a nice, crisp, tender.
Right, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin joins us every Tuesday. 622-9622 is the number for you to get involved. Any questions you have about your garden, your grass, your bushes, any plant life, trees, or, if you just need life advice, Carol Ann's good at that as well.
Try.
She'll try. She'll give it a try. 622-9622 is the number to call. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.